Going live.
Going live. Exciting.
Unacceptable views.
Yes, Unacceptable Views. Welcome to Unacceptable Views number 4.
Yeah.
Where the views will still be unacceptable to many.
Yes.
I think perhaps they'll be quite acceptable to those who are here.
Maybe.
The views will just be unacceptable to Al Gore and his rhythms, really, I think.
Yes.
And others of a left-leaning nature.
There's an Arabic name for you. The word al means just thought I'd tell you, algorithm. Okay. And because I've just come back from the Algarve, which is the West. So I've learned all this.
Right.
Alchemist and algorithm, algebra. It's all Arabic.
Right.
Just sort of drop that in. That's why I've got a red face.
Right. Because you've been in sun.
In the southernmost part of Portugal on a solar boat, which is for the nature reserve, so they don't disturb the animals. And even us carnivores, when you're out in the blazing sun, in the sea, you're going to get a bit red.
Yes. All right. Ooh.
Yeah.
I don't know what made me think of it, but I just thought of it. I saw a thing this week on one of the social media posts. It was a blurb about this fantastic new container ship, I think it was.
Right.
Or oil ship. I don't know which, oil or containers, whatever. A ship that ships things, obviously, that kind of ship. Mm-hmm. And it's new technology, apparently.
Right.
Bold new technology. Well, the ship is not new technology, but apparently the new technology on this ship is, fuck me dead if I'm lying, this ship had some poles that came up out of the deck up to quite a large height, and there was these things on them that collected the wind to drive the ship along. Newfangled stuff, apparently.
Yes.
Who's ever thought of such a thing before?
Talk about reinventing the wheel. I mean, it's it's frightening what they present as new technology, and the old technology works. When things are improved, the app's been improved, the MacBook's been improved, the phone's been improved. It's not better, actually. It never is. It's always worse. It really is always worse. Mm-hmm. Oh, now Neil Franks. Now, this is a weird story, right?
Yeah.
Faro is where I went in Portugal. Now, the only I'm going to be really frank with you. The only reason I went to Faro is because it's really cheap. Like the flights with Ryanair. Actually, this is an interesting point for you, Bart, because I've never flown with Ryanair, and all I've heard is bad things, right? And this is where clinical experience is important, because I had first-hand experience of Ryanair. And the only reason Faro is a popular resort for people like me is because I can fly there for 35 quid and stay for 6 nights for 260 quid, which is really cheap. Really cheap, yeah? So anyway, I'm walking along the street about 3 days in, and a chap called Neil Franks comes out of a shop and says, Coach Stephen, you're Coach Stephen. And like, yes, I am.
You've been recognised.
Yes.
Spotted.
Yeah. Well, it's us cheapskates from England all going to Faro.
Yes, exactly. I saw another thing as well while I'm thinking about things I saw very recently. Well, Ted actually brought my attention to this. There's a lawyer bloke in the UK that has a channel where he's, highlighting things and, pointing out the ludicrousness of UK law and UK behaviour and government behaviour and all this kind of stuff.
Black belt barrister?
That's him. You got him.
Brilliant.
That's him.
Very good.
The black belt barrister. There you go. Name dropping.
Mm-hmm.
And he's talking about, look, if for no other reason, here is an absolute reason why you absolutely must never allow the UK government to go ahead with digital ID. You must resist using any level of resistance required. You must absolutely refuse.
Yes.
He was, one of his friends brought to his attention that if you are a company director in the UK, of which there are millions, you can log into the company director's page to update your own details, whatever else, change your name, rank, serial number, contact, email address, phone number, date of birth, whatever it is, as company director for your company. But also, if you type in the company number of somebody else's number when you're logged into your portal, by hitting the back button a few times, you can get access to somebody else's company and change their details too.
You're joking. Wow.
I kid you not. I kid you not. So this is this is a government controlled entity.
Yes.
The company's house. They cannot keep the details secure of the company directors of companies registered in the UK. What makes you think they can keep your details safe in a digital ID database somewhere?
Yes.
Are you stoned?
Yes.
So absolutely, you must not comply, UK residents.
No.
They're trying it here in New Zealand as well, and we will not comply here either. We must stand up to this nonsense and say absolutely not under any circumstances, no. Pop yourselves directly to fuck. Do not pass go. Do not collect £200 or dollars or euros or anything else. Fuck right off. There we go. That's got us demonetized right from the beginning. So good. Awesome. My work is complete. And we didn't even need Ted's help, did we? What? Ted? Goodness gracious. Such language from such a young man. Ted, you just go down there and do your thing. Good boy. Good boy.
Yes.
Should we acknowledge some people that are here? Rick's here.
Yeah, go
He
for
reckons
it.
it's time to hit the quake fack, the fake quack, Sarah. And I'm like, well, yeah, great. Which Sarah is that? There's many Sarahs running around. Some of them are fake and some of them are not.
I think it's
Petrol
Sarah's
Dollar Wars.
Aldibar.
Zaldibar. Absolutely fucking ridiculous. Yep. Yep. Complete quack is Sarah Zaldibar. Yep. Imbecile. Not even worth our time. Not that many of them are, but whatever. Petrol Dollar Wars. Yes. I tell you what. In New Zealand Shire.
Right.
They're talking about, well, number one, petrol is gone up by well over 50 cents a litre to an all-time high in the last couple of weeks since this Iran thing. And now they are talking about having carless days depending on your license plate number.
Terrible. It's another
Unbelievable.
one. Yes.
Unbelievable. Yes. I wish we'd stop calling Berg a doctor. Sure, he's entitled to the title, but he's not a doctor. He's a chiropractor. Why don't we call him Chiropractor Berg? Anyway, Dr. Berg put out a vid the other day, why your blood sugar is high even with zero sugar. Well, whoop-de-doo. A lot of people put out videos this week. Some of them were good. My ones were good. I'm the science me, safe and effective. Trust me, never question the science.
Yes.
Which is a bit iffy. Yes. Might need a visit from Ted. Maybe Ted will visit.
And what is high? And who said it was high? You know, this is
yes,
the thing.
According to whom? On the basis of what?
Exactly.
Love it.
You know.
Yes. Hello, Grandma. Good to see you.
She's great.
Yeah, we love us some Grandma up in here. Looking forward to this. Good.
Yeah, that's Carl.
Good.
Yes.
Very good.
Carl. You know Carl, don't you? Carl Day.
Do I?
If you don't,
Carl whom?
Carl Day is a person you should have on your channel because he's entertaining, knowledgeable, and funny.
All right.
As well.
All right.
Yeah.
Carl Day, you're invited to my channel. Send me an email.
Yes.
My email is in the About tab on the front page of my YouTube channel. Or you can ask Stephen for it. He'll give it to you.
Go. Excellent.
There you go. Yes. Right. Hello. From Jennifer. Hello from Australia. From Australia.
Good day.
Kansas, USA. Hope you had a good holiday. Did you have a good holiday?
Well, I can tell you a sort of funny story about being a carnivore and falling for the trap of forgetting to ask, how are you going to cook this? So one particular restaurant called Seven Cuts or something, which had a big slab of meat and a meat cleaver as its logo and pictures of cows and everything in the restaurant. So you think, well, I'm onto a good one here. Talked us into doing the evening meal because the lamb is amazing and the salmon was freshly caught and all that. So I just fell into the trap, which many people do, of not going, what are you cooking it in? Just assuming it was going to be a lamb shank, beautifully cooked, only to find once I took a bite that it had been marinated in curry powder for the whole day. It was awful. It was absolutely awful. But anyway, but apart from that, it was fantastic. It was brilliant. We did 125,000 steps over 60 miles in 6 days. So yeah, we like our walking. It was great.
Very good. All right. First question for you there, Stephen. We like answering questions. That's why we're here.
Yeah, go for it. Read it out and let's do it.
Right. Why are longevity experts like Walter Longo saying that people who consumed large amounts of animal protein lead to an early mortality?
Right. Well, I wouldn't call him a longevity expert. I'm really sorry to disappoint you. So all of his data is epidemiological, as we know. That's all you can possibly do in this field, really. He conflates all animal protein, as you've mentioned there, with processed meat, pizza, lasagna, that sort of thing, with quality red meat. It's all lumped together. Interestingly enough, I can plug that tomorrow I have Belinda Fecti on talking about the blue zones. The blue zones are such a rip-off. I did a Substack last week. Basically, to call your area a blue zone, you have to pay millions of dollars to have the certification. And of course, Sardinians, they eat lamb, and Okawanans eat pork. Financial interests. I've lost the question now, but anyway, that's why really. It's rubbish. It's rubbish data. Thank you very much. Large amounts of animal protein lead to early mortality. Well, basically, that there's no proof of that whatsoever because of what I just said. And muscle mass, of course, if we're going to look at that, seems to be a strong predictor of longevity. And you need to eat protein and do a bit of resistance training to get your muscle mass up. So he's a cherry picker with a narrative. But apart from that, I've got nothing else to say.
Yeah. Leads to is the problematic statement there. Leads to is a cause and effect statement.
Yes.
Cannot be supported. There is no data to support it. We're done. Why are they saying it? Well, because they have a narrative to push. They have a barrow to push. They have marketing to do.
Yep.
And I would echo Stephen's thoughts on whether or not Walter Longo is an expert in longevity. No, he's not. Absolutely is not. QQQ, how many Qs do I need? Just the one here on this channel. Stephen likes 3 Qs. I just like the one.
Yeah, it's because I'm an idiot. And I need...
Well, we don't want to run out of Qs, do we? There's a worldwide shortage of Qs, surely.
Yeah, possibly.
Look, and there's a couple of them wasted right there. Look how many have been wasted there. Goodness. Goodness gracious. Will nobody think of the Qs?
What about the peas? Aren't we supposed to mind our P's and Q's?
But boom, you're here all week.
Yes.
Yes. Right. I guess this is a question for me. Can I ask you? Yes, you can. I started with the carnivore diet and I have diarrhea. Should I stop? Can you please help me what to do? Well, it depends on how long ago you went carnivore and how long you've had the diarrhea and how severe the diarrhea is and all sorts of other things like that. You might want to consult with me behind the scenes. You can do that pretty easily by going to bit.ly/Bart, BART, and from there you can join the Patreon system, which is a monthly subscribe and save subscription service, which you can join for any number of months. When you're done with me, you cancel. If you don't cancel, you get charged again. No refunds. You're in charge. You're responsible for your own doings. Right. Good. Would you have anything to say just apropos of nothing there in terms of... Yeah, go on.
Yeah, well, fluid balance is one of the things. You could be drinking too much. That could be a problem. You could be eating too much fat. There's many reasons for diarrhea. And then often people resolve their diarrhea, end up with constipation for a little bit. So it is a bit of a spectrum, but I would definitely look at, are you drinking too much pure water when really you should have less water, but more, with a little bit of salt in or something? I'd look at that. And coffee, Mark said coffee. Yeah, coffee. Could call it.
Coffee is good. Volta Longa is a scientist. Well, that's an opinion. And even if he was one, so?
Doesn't make him a good scientist.
No, neither does it make him an expert in longevity in particular.
No.
He might be an expert in all sorts of things, but longevity is not one of the things he's an expert in. That's a fact.
I mean, I today was talking to someone who was telling me that their nephrologist did not know what a cystatin C test was. So, as a nephrologist, he doesn't know much.
There you go. There you go. Okay. Grandma's tossing out your memberships like they're candy.
Oh, that's very kind of you. Thank you. I don't know how that works. Does it randomly go to people who claim them?
I don't know. I think the people that buy them and give them to people nominate people. I've got no idea either.
It's very kind. Thank you.
Yes. All right.
Very, very kind.
Oh my God. Will you stop? According to whom, on the basis of what? Who says he's the best anything? He's not. He's an idiot.
Well, he's mentioned David Sinclair there.
Oh my God. Sinclair is also a ridiculous reductionist.
He's terrible.
Jesus, David Sinclair wouldn't know the difference between his elbow and his asshole if I labelled both and taught him to read. Stop, Detroit, for goodness sake. You're making a fool of yourself. Right. Coach Stephen had something to say.
I did. Yeah, that was for Neil. He wants to join my group.
Join the group, yes.
He mentioned it when he bumped into me.
Hello, Angela. How are you? There aren't many questions so far today, are there?
Well, there's a few, isn't there? It's probably because I mean, just keep going through, Bart. I mean, that's fine.
Well, there we go. QQQs. There's 3 questions. Remember, Ted, if you don't mind. Yes. Could you please charge Rockin' Coach Amy 3 times for the 3 Qs? Yes. Right. Off you go. You go and make out the invoice down there. Good boy. Good boy. How can you swear and have such a cute little teddy bear on your lope? On my lope? Well, this is the teddy bear that does most of the swearing, frankly. Have you not seen him on the X platform? You should. He mentions next Tuesday very often. Does Ted over there on X? At HRH_Ted on the X platform. Ted has many comments, many opinions on many things, and he's not abashed. He's quite happy to share them. Yeah. I keep telling Ted he should probably tone it down a bit. I can't do a thing with him. He's his own bear, does his own thing. For goodness sake, though, people respect his identity over there. Bigots. He gets really upset when people think he's me. So do I, because frankly, it'd make me look bad if I really was him and he really was me. Goodness. Yeah. Yes, indeed, lap. Good. We got it. Yeah.
Lap.
Stephen does lots on his own. Yes. He's all grown up and everything. It just gets a bit funnier when they're together. Well, that's because I bring out the worst in Stephen.
Yeah, you do. It's good. I like a bit of banter. A bit of banter.
Yeah. Yeah. Do I look bothered?
Not really.
Just pop yourself directly to fuck. Yeah. Oh, my God. Yeah. Sunil Dand is another one who's off the rails and who mouthed off, arrogantly stating that he would debate absolutely anybody. Ted suggested to him that this bull bad man, I'm somebody, and I'm willing to take that bet on, that debate on. And suddenly Sunil doesn't want to debate anybody anymore.
Yeah. Well, you scared them.
Confused. I wish
You
I wasn't
scared
so
them.
easily confused, Stephen.
I know. You are easily confused, to be honest.
According to Sunil Dand, I'm not anybody.
They always have an excuse, don't they?
Yeah.
They do, though. They always have an excuse.
Yeah. He didn't actually even offer an excuse. He just ignored the overture. Well, I'm somebody. I'll take that. Sunil, still any day of the week, twice on Sundays. Yeah. All right. Good. While we're looking for more questions, there's some more unbelievable political rigmarole going on. This time from the fair nation of New Zealand Shire. The leader of the opposition, Labour Party, as it turns out, the opposition down here, has been shown in the last week unequivocally with receipts and evidence to back it up. He was the minister of the COVID response at the time of the Jabson on COVID response down here, which was the most draconian in the world, beating out Canadistan and Victoria in Australia as the most draconian COVID response, the most contraindicated, unacceptable response anywhere in the world, to the point where Jabson cannot live in New Zealand anymore. She's not safe here. She's had to scarp her and go and hide and live somewhere else in Australia. They can fucking have her. Anyway, the leader of the opposition was shown with evidence, with receipts, to have known absolutely, to have been given advice that promoting COVID jabs to young people exposed them to an unacceptable risk of myocarditis and death with no established benefit. He was given that advice as Minister of the COVID response at that time. He ignored that and went ahead with a 2 jabs for summer advertising campaign for young people in New Zealand. People fucking died. The man is guilty of criminally negligent homicide with receipts unequivocally. No question. Not a fucking word in the mainstream media about that. Not a single word. Right? While ever they're hounding the actual current Prime Minister because he's polling badly about whether he's going to resign, which he's not going to do because obviously he's following the Keir Starmer school of never resign, right? Then the same ginger cunt from the Labour Party here in New Zealand, his ex-wife posted a social media post about what a cunt he is, saying things like, he won't give me any money for the kids' school lunches. He wouldn't go and pick her up from the hospital and drive her home when she had a miscarriage because he was too busy carrying on with his intern. Does that sound familiar? Right?
Oh, yes.
And that is all over the media. He's a nasty, nasty man. Never mind, he's murdered people. He was nasty to his ex-wife and his kids.
Yes.
That gets blasted everywhere. But the fact that he has been complicit in multiple homicides doesn't get a word. The hell is wrong with the world? Anyway, I'm over it. Not. Okay, no. Yeah. Hello, greetings from New Zealand. Yes. So you know what I'm talking about. Yes. You know. Yes. $4 a gallon. Gee, I wish it was $4 a gallon here. It's like $3 New Zealand dollars a litre.
Wow.
12 New Zealand dollars a gallon.
Yeah, it's expensive here. The cost of living here is ridiculous, actually. And, you know, on the flight back, we bumped into 2 people who were going to do 2 days in London for a birthday weekend and were able to do 5 days in Portugal cheaper than 2 days in London.
Right.
Yes.
Yes.
You know, that's how expensive it is here.
It is very expensive to do anything, really.
Yes.
Here's a comment about my interview with Max Helmer, which apparently was good. Awesome. I'm going to post that on my channel sometime, probably tomorrow, for those that want to watch it on my channel. You can.
I think you had the same. I think you still had the house coat on, didn't you, with Max?
I can't remember.
All right. Anyway.
Can't remember.
House coat.
I should have like a pipe or something. Here I am in my smoking jacket. Wow, money penny. I don't know. Apparently, Elliot Overton is promoting smoking cigars now.
No, really? Oh my word! Elliot, it's good normally.
He's promoting nicotine for a bunch of different reasons and saying it's really good, etc., etc., etc. However, the image of him taking in nicotine is via smoking a Cuban cigar. And I'm like, Elliot, did you think that through? Was that, you know, what are you doing, son? No, I haven't spoken to Elliot for a number of years. But goodness.
That is surprising.
He's very good. If nicotine is beneficial, I can guarantee that it's not beneficial to take it in via inhaling combustion products to your lungs. That's not a good idea. Anyway, question. Thoughts on apple cider vinegar before meals while eating carnivore?
Is that mine or yours?
Well, you can answer it. Go on.
Well, I think for some people, when they come from a standard diet, standard Western diet, American diet, it does seem to be beneficial for them. But I don't know whether it's because they just dived in and changed everything else. I fell into it. I did the Brags when I started, and I felt that it was helpful, but then I stopped and I couldn't really notice any difference. But I do understand why people think it upregulates their stomach acid production, but it actually doesn't. It sort of lowers the gastric pH if you have a protein type meal. So anyway, if you take it and it does help you with bloating or heaviness or slow digestion, those sort of things, then it's obviously working for you. But when you eat this way, what happens is you upregulate naturally without any supplements all of those things. You have less bloating, you have less heaviness, your digestion improves because of things like taurine helping you with your stomach emptying, the detergent effect of the much better improved bile production that you eventually have because you're eating the healthy fats and eating the essential protein that you need. So I think if it helps you, give it a go. But I think if you do it for a prolonged period of time, you might benefit from stopping. Your teeth, your enamel definitely will love you for it. And I think you'll be surprised that actually what is happening is you've gone to this new way of eating and your digestion has actually upregulated itself without the need for the apple cider vinegar.
Yeah. Good point there from Mark, established in 1994. Yes, science is litigated by data, numbers.
Absolutely, yep.
Not by authority or opinions or consensus. Numbers. A lot of people say scientific consensus is numbers. No, it fucking isn't. Numbers are numbers. Consensus is a view about those numbers still.
Right? Yes, but even consensus can be, you know, the LDL theory has a consensus data, doesn't it? They're all wrong.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. Indeed. Hello, Jonathan. How are you, mate?
He's a good lad.
He is a good lad.
Yeah.
He's good. Yes. The carnivore dentist. We love us.
He's
some
very
carnivore
good.
Dentist. Yes.
Volker.
Yeah, spoke to him the other day. So I did.
So you did? He's very good.
Yes. Well, you know what happens when you're late. You have to report.
What happens?
Well, you have to report to one Edward Yellow Ted on the back of class afterwards, where he will wave and say hello. That's what it is. All right. Yes. Amy spunked so many questions. So many cues. Not sure I understand, Jonathan. I'm too slow, clearly. Who's Amy? And does spunk mean the same thing in the UK as it means in New Zealand?
I'm a bit lost on that remark. Who's Amy then?
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh,
I
right,
don't know. I don't know.
I don't really know.
Is there a way to send Bitcoin instead of my loonies from Canada? Yes. Over here. There it is. There. See that? That QR code there? That's how you can send me some sats. All you have to do is go beep, and that's my address. There's also an address in the ticker tape, which is scrolling its way across the top of the screen. You might have noticed I've moved it to the top of the screen because at the bottom of the screen, nobody was following any of the instructions on that ticker tape. So I figured, well, I'll move it to the top then. That'll fix it. So have you all read that whole thing? There is. See, look, send sats here. BC1Q, blah, 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 blah. Also linked in the show notes. It will be later when I can be asked doing so. Also, you'll find addresses for TED on the X platform. And you'll also find where you can go and buy the fine products from the fine folks at Cerule, which, as you will see, is onlinecoach.cerule.com.
Yes.
Stem Enhance Ultra, Cyactive, and Plasma Flow, the holy triumvirate of health maintenance and promotion generally, renewal and repair of your body tissues, the rejuvenation, if you like, of your adult stem cell and anti-inflammatory systems. So go and get that stuff down here.
And in about 10 minutes, I've got to go to get my DPD delivery of my Cyactive, which is Jane. Jane is Jane is going to try that out because she fell off. She does pole fit, and she fell off the pole and hurt her rib. Yeah.
I'll be careful on the pole. All right.
Yes.
Yeah. Good. Well, I hope it works out. And the
it will. I think it will. Yeah, I'm very confident it will.
Yes.
And then I'll have a first-hand experience to relate to people, which will be good. Oh, it's Dietary again.
Yes, perhaps you can tell us, Stephen, whether the carnivore diet affects gastroparesis.
Well, yes. It improves it, basically. So your stomach, what we're talking about, delayed gastric emptying, gastroparesis, paralysis of the GI tract. If you're eating fats and proteins, you will see that your stomach will empty probably faster compared to, say, if you have loads of fiber and starch, for instance, as an example. Removing fiber is the major win when it comes to this particular area. But then some people do go a little bit too heavy on the fat when they start, and that can be a problem. But it's not so much gastroparesis. It's the fact that they can't absorb the fat because their bile isn't used to being produced in that quantity because they've been on a low-fat diet or a calorie-restricted diet. Isn't that a funny phrase? It's a nutrient-restricted diet, isn't it? Anyway, yes. So you will see an improvement, actually, to be honest. The vagus nerve, the tone of the vagus nerve is improved, which we know in the ketogenic diet, not so much in the carnivore because we don't really have enough people that have been studied with that, but that does seem to improve as well. But anyway, I think if you look at things like, Lee Copus's channel, the Kent Carnivore, talking about his own journey, it's such a major... because he's got a bag, you can see how meat is dissolved and doesn't end up in the bag, but of course all the plant material does. So it affects it in a good way. It makes your gastric emptying more efficient, probably a bit faster, and in a good way. So yeah, that's how it does it.
Absolutely brilliant. Best answer ever. Yes, don't forget the likes on both channels.
Yeah.
Do hit the like. Do send the URL for this video out on your social medias and mention that it's a barrel of laughs and also some good information. Do some shilling for us, because the YouTubes isn't helping. They don't like me, because I espouse unacceptable narrative. That's why we call this unacceptable views.
Yes.
Right. QQQs. My hair loss didn't stop after the first 3 months on strict carnivore. Could low protein intake be the reason? I think I'll let you answer the questions about hair, Stephen.
Okay. Well, 3 months isn't long enough for a start, because hair does take longer, because it grows in waves. Actually, there seems to be a pattern of like 3 monthly renewals, so 3 months isn't probably enough. So yeah, to answer your basic question, could low protein intake be a reason? Absolutely. That's it's a structural thing that you need. You need the building blocks to make hair. But another thing, and I think this is sort of underestimated, is if you're having a lot of egg whites. Certainly if you have raw egg whites, then that does interfere with biotin. So you can find that you have a biotin deficiency purely because of avidin, which is in the egg whites. So if you sort of slightly undercook them as well, that can cause a problem, and you need biotin for hair growth, basically.
I hate snotty whites. Snotty whites are no good.
Snotty whites are no good. You could be under eating. Yeah, you might not be getting enough calories.
You're fired.
You're not enough. That could be one of the things. There's some sort of little cofactors like selenium. Maybe you're not eating enough of that, or zinc. But mainly, in answer to your question, 3 months is too soon. And secondly, yes, you do need the adequate, appropriate amount of protein for your particular physiology. So yeah, that's important too.
Yeah. The political noise and carry on about the monarchy seems to have gone absolutely silent here in New Zealand.
Well, yeah, because there's shiny things to talk about, like the Oscars. Much more important things.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, Randy, Andy, and Mandy were both arrested a few weeks ago. Surely they were arrested for a reason. They don't just go around arresting people just for fun, do they? So what's happening?
Well, they weren't arrested for the thing that you think they're arrested for. It's
Which thing was that?
Well, sexual activity, really.
Oh, no, it was about misconduct in a public office, both of them, apparently.
Yeah, yes.
Sharing information with the enemy.
Yeah, basically.
Who happens to be a nonce. Well, he was a nonce. He's dead now, apparently. Again, there are people saying he's not dead. I don't know. Tinfoil hat wearers or something. Speaking of tinfoil hat wearers, why hasn't the king abdicated yet? It's completely unfit.
Yeah.
Well, he should be. He's completely unfit.
Yes.
Demonstrably unfit.
Yes.
Yeah.
He is. We have a very weak media. Well, we don't have a weak media. We have a powerful media, but heavily biased and doing the wrong things.
Yes.
Because they're involved in protecting the people that are causing all the problems.
Yes. Protecting people from the truth.
Yes.
And objective reality, because we don't want any of that objective reality.
No.
Clouding up our theological standpoints. Anyway, speaking of theological standpoints, let's find out some more about science. What are the main reasons for maintaining water retention on carnivore? I don't know. I don't retain water. Do you, Stephen?
I don't think I do. Dairy is a problem for some people. That's like top on my list. If anyone has a problem like this, sorry to be boring, but sometimes eggs for some people. You could also be doing, a little bit of salt, say, in your water. And for some people, you need to also have a little bit of potassium, but that's pretty niche. Alcohol, if you've got alcohol in your regime, I don't know how strict you are on carnivore. There's a few things. Histamine, if you're having a lot of aged meats, but normally if you're an aged meat sort of person, sorry to generalize, you tend to eat a lot of cheese as well. So you're going back to dairy. So yeah, that would be it. I would eliminate dairy before anything else to see if that resolves it.
Yeah. I would go with 5 health hacks. There's a video on my channel saying 5 health hacks you need to know.
Yes.
I'd go and follow all of those 5 health hacks.
Oh, my DPD. I've just had a note. I've got to go and get my Psy Active.
Right, well, you do that, and we'll talk about you behind your back while you're here.
Hold the fort. Hold the fort.
We will. Hold the fort. All right. All right. What's been happening here? Right. Okay. Sinclair, the resveratrol grifter. Yes, indeed. Good morning. I didn't get the notification. Ted does not accept excuses, do you, Ted? No, I don't. So what do they have to do, Ted? Report to me after class. Anyway, I'm going to go and twiddle the knobs. Good boy. Good boy. You do the knob twiddling. Somebody has to. Right, question. We love it. What do you think of carnivore lapsals? Who? What? When? What? Why? Who? Never heard of them. Them. They. Whatever. What determines the linear relationship between two variables? What do you mean determines? Not sure what you mean. Can you be a bit more explicit with the question about what it is you're asking, and then I'll give you the answer. Yes. Coach Stephen is not here. He can't answer your question. Perhaps we'll come back to it.
I'm here.
Ah, you are here. Then you can answer this question.
Yay! Look, I feel like I've won a prize. Look at this.
You did.
Yeah,
hey? Lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am genuine. So that's anyway. I'm just so confident that that's going to help us. So anyway, right. What's the question?
Question is: I've been eating sardines for 3 days to break a stall. What are your thoughts about this? Yeah or nah? I feel great.
Well, you answered your question.
There you go. You feel great.
Firstly,
carry on.
Great. Breaking a stall. You see that? So that implies having a weight loss issue for most people, but for others it could be a stall of other things, the sleep quality or whatever, but they want to reset. Have you lost any weight? Do you feel better? Do you feel lighter? You know? But yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of the sardine fast thing, but it is a tool that you could try, definitely. If you want to try it. I mean, strangely enough, the holiday, one of the things that was caught in the sea, we could watch people catching them, was sardines. So we're really excited because we've got some very fresh sardines to eat, actually. So yeah.
Nice. All right.
Anyway.
What's wrong with Sunil Dan? Not my cup of tea, but I thought he was right. Well, he is all right on most things, but he's got 1 or 2 views I don't share with very good reason. And he did mouth off about his views and say, I'll debate anybody. And then I said, well, I'm somebody, debate me on this. And he ignored it completely. So I sent him a direct message. So I know and my direct message said, so you said you'd debate anybody. So either you front up for a debate or you're a liar. Which is it? I have no respect for liars, personally. That's why politicians get such a rough time from me. Because they lie. And by the way, UK people, while we're on politics, I know it's not your favorite thing necessarily, but here we go. Listen very carefully. Nigel fucking Farage is a paid actor, complicit absolutely with the uni party blob. Reform UK is not the answer. That will not get you out of this nonsense. He's part of it. He's complicit with those clowns. You have to vote Rupert if you want to get the UK back. Rupert is the only option. Terminate Farage, voters. And I'm not suggesting do anything nefarious or violent or wrong. I'm saying, stop listening to people that suggest that Nigel's a good bet. No. If you want, look, if nothing else, last week the UK government voted to take away your 800-year-old right to a jury trial and your right to appeal a decision from a court that you disagree with. Nigel Farage failed to vote against that. That's all you need to know. It's very simple. Rupert did vote against it. Why? Because Rupert's the answer and Nigel isn't. Okay? Right. Hello from Staten Island. Hello, Staten Island. The Spudo pandemic. The Spudo pandemic. Spudo.
Yes.
Love it. That'll be a typo. We love typos.
I heard something the other day, and I think we should actually adopt this. Instead of calling AI artificial intelligence, we should call it artificial information.
Yes. I just call it slop.
Well, it is that too, but I just thought it was a
absolute slop. Yeah.
Yeah. It is rubbish. It is absolute rubbish.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Question.
Oh, right. It's like bingo, isn't it? When they come up with a question. Whoa, question.
Yeah. Oh,
question. Exciting.
66, clickety click. I have been having gout-like symptoms in my left wrist on and off for the last year. Been mostly carnivore for 2 years. Thoughts?
Well, you hit the nail on the head. Gout-like symptoms, because it's probably not gout if it's in your wrist, and if it goes on and off, most of your doctors are going to say it's pseudo gout or it's what's the word? Anyway, I can't remember the name of the crystals. But anyway, well, it's really difficult without palpating your wrist and having a look. But if you've got any fructose in your diet, that would be the first thing I would take out. So if there is any fruit in your diet, the removal of that or anything that is fructose related, definitely remove that and see if it improves. The fact that it's transient is also interesting, because if it's on and off for 2 years, the easiest thing to track this is to do a mood and food diary and also mention your wrist in it. So you might find there is a culprit that you didn't expect reveals itself. And you could even find that it's hydration. You could find that I don't like people tracking, but if you really want to get down to it, you could even write the color of your urine every day, in the morning, your first morning void, and, and then later on in the day, and to actually see what your hydration is like, because you might find that it is dehydration that's causing it, amongst other things. Anyway, that's what I would do.
The other possibility is oxalate dumping.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Could be that too.
I try not to use that sort of catch-all thing because people think I'm being lazy, but I think oxalate dumping is responsible for a lot of joint pain, actually. Yeah.
But no, I agree with you that it shouldn't be the absolute answer to everything on all occasions, like some people make it. Anyways, by how much do you have to increase your protein intake when your stomach pH is like 4 due to prolonged PPI intoxication? Oh, there's several threads here, isn't there? A lot of people do take them for far too long. Yes, indeed. How would you like to start with that, Stephen? You go ahead and tell us all about PPIs and
protein
pH and all
pump inhibitors, yes, which lower your stomach acid. And yes, your stomach acid should be, just to give it context to the number there, should be sort of 1.5, 2.5, that sort of thing. Obviously, even that's variable, dynamic, depending on what you're eating or if you're fasting and all that sort of stuff. But, if it's 4, then obviously it needs to be more acidic. And our good mutual friend Harry Sopanos would be shouting out, take some taurine, a supplement with taurine, which I don't think is isn't a bad idea.
Won't do any harm.
No. But I would reduce my protein intake, maybe. I don't know what the benchmark protein intake is in the first place, you see. But if you're having trouble, then stomach discomfort and all that, I would reduce my protein intake by, looking at it, if it's 4, then I would reduce it by about 30% and build up over 30 days. Literally a slow increase of the amount by about 1%. So you're back where you started 30 days later. So your body can recover. Maybe even a therapeutic fast of a day or two might help, just to get things. But yeah,
very good.
It's very hard. It's very hard. And I'm not a fan of things like digestive enzymes, but, that could help you a bit as a bridge. But I really would rather stick with the body doing its work.
Yeah. In many countries and territories, including the UK, proton pump inhibitors are licensed for prescription for not longer than 28 days at a time. And I know that there are millions of people around the world who are taking PPIs for years on end. It's totally off license. Physicians that are giving out those prescriptions repeat ought to be looked at.
Yeah,
I would suggest.
Yeah, you see, the thing for pepsin, which is the enzyme that breaks down protein, is going to be inactive. So you shouldn't, in theory, be able to digest any protein. But that's why you need the digestive enzymes to do that job for you. But anyway, yeah, it's a bit
absolutely. Yes. Hello, watching for the first time. Well, so is everybody else. This is live. I'm kidding, just a bit.
I like that.
Oh, you retarded? He means me. He's asking
and are
whether
you
I'm retarded, Stephen? Well, depends who you listen to. Depends who you believe as to whether I'm credible or not. Some people say I'm not, unbelievably. No,
well, they're idiots.
You can't. Well, exactly. You can't please all the people, can you? And apparently, one's credibility is to do with whether they like you or not, rather than whether what you have to say is worth hearing or is correct in any way.
Well, I liked your story about being an academic, that 20 years ago you were judged by the results of the students, and then, over 20 years ago. And then when you left academia, you were deemed a good tutor if your students liked you. I mean, it's ridiculous, isn't it? Really?
It is. I mean, here's the thing. If I'm a lecturer in a tertiary education environment, my job is to educate you. My job is not to be your fucking friend, is it? No. Anyways, there it is. Many of my students maybe were disgruntled with me at the time when I used to make them do their statistical analyses longhand, and if they used SPSS to do it with, I would mark them down. Why did I do that? Well, I wanted my students to understand the mathematics that is being done to make the inference. If you can throw your numbers into a spreadsheet and say, here is a repeated measures ANOVA that suggests the F ratio is 2.6, great. If I then turn around and you say, so what does that mean? What math was done? What is being established by that number? I don't know, SPS came out with the result. Well, then I haven't done my job, have I? I haven't educated you. So my students used to get pissed off with me because I made them do their stats longhand. But I'll tell you what, not one of them came back to me 5 years later and said, geez, I wish you hadn't have done that.
Yeah.
Anyways, there it is.
The only way to learn is to learn it properly.
Yeah.
And also, I did have a great break. And thank you very much. Sorry. I was on a roll.
Say what you have to say. You be on a roll. Go.
Well, then even the people in the education field who are the wokest of the woke are actually admitting that the standard of education and the intelligence of the children has diminished since the introduction of digital learning. So even those who are pushing it, promoting it and around it, at least they're being honest and saying it's not helping whatsoever. And I would say, I mean, if I learn something new, I tend to write it down. So here I've got this is all my post-it notes. And as we talk, I write the post-it notes down, or if I do a Substack, I narrate it as well. So I've written it, well, I thought about it, I've written it, I've read it out. Then I get comments, which then I answer. And that's how you learn. You know, you immerse yourself in all the learning. Now, when I went to Portugal, to answer that, did I have a good break? One of the best things about the break was a walking tour for a gentleman who'd lived there for many years and told me, and obviously the rest of the group, all about the history. Now, I didn't know that in Portugal and in that region in 1755, there was a huge earthquake and tsunami on the coast. And most of that area has been rebuilt since 1755. Now, I think that's quite major European history. I didn't know that, but I was immersed in it and I remember it. Now, I don't think if I'd have just, I don't know, had a digital multiple guest thing, that would be retained whatsoever. You know, but I think you've really got to be, like you say, with the maths, actually doing the maths and writing it down longhand, and that's how you understand it. You know, that is what you do. My very first job when I left school, I actually was a trainee accountant. Can you believe that? I was an associate of accounting technicians. I've never told anyone this publicly. And I had to do what was called a bank reconciliation. And in fact, my job interview, the senior partner had hurt his back. So I did my job interview in his hospital room. He was on a bed under traction. That's how I anyway, right. So I'm a young kid. Sorry, this is boring, isn't it? But
no, not at all. It's early in the morning.
I had to do this bank reconciliation. I was very wet behind the ears, and I was millions found out. I mean, millions. Right. And they just didn't help me. I just had to learn and realize the big mistakes I was making. Eventually I got to it, but it did take a couple of days. And I really, the first night I went home, I was so despondent, and I'm not getting anywhere. And I can remember, the senior partner, because there was two senior partners there, saying to me, "Hey, getting on?" And I said, really badly, "No, don't worry, you'll get it. The penny will drop." It was just brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Anyway,
yeah, very good. That was a great story. I think next time more emphasis on the dragons, though.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. And after 8 seasons, a decent ending would be good.
Yeah.
I mean, after all that killing and fighting over the throne and all of that, let's decide it by having a meeting.
Yeah.
Oh, no, this isn't a wheelchair. They don't get much, do they?
This isn't Starfleet Academy. It's not that bad,
right.
mate.
Right. I was talking to a bloke yesterday that works on that program.
Oh, really? And he admitted it.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Yeah, he's in the props department apparently.
Oh dear.
I've never watched that show. Anyway, how many years does it take my body to excrete all that meat I've been eating for a long time? Apparently, some stupid people say meat is indigestible for decades. Unless I eat fiber. Yes, there are one or two idiots around, aren't there? I mean, that's the thing with any proposition that's put in front of you. Just stop for a second and expose whatever proposition that's offered to you to a basic check of simple cursory refutation. Does it meet with objective reality? No. Okay.
No. Reality.
Right.
Reality. So there's someone asking, PJ Eubank is asking about a coaching certificate class, and I have got one, and I will. I'll link it in the chat if that's okay. Right, carry on.
Yeah, go on then. Has Eddie developed his own persona, or is he still a Bart K clone? He's never been a clone of me. He's always had his own personality. He's always been his own man. Sure, he asked me for advice on anything he's not certain about. And frankly, I've said to him more than once, Eddie, we ought to record these private discussions where you ask me stuff and I'm doing the educator role and stuff, because they're absolute gold. But his contention is that nobody but he and I would understand the level and tenure of the discussion. And I'm like, well, give the people a chance. Maybe they'll love it or they won't. Only one way to find out. Anyway, Eddie, if you're watching, let's record one of these discussions that's supposed to be private. And we'll publish it and see if people get it. Yeah. It's hilarious.
He is different to you. The thing is, in physiology, there are only certain ways to say a certain thing. And your phrase, which is according to whom on the basis of what, sums up that. So so if Eddie says that, I think he's got that from you, but that's also, I would use that because I think it's such an economic phrase. Why wouldn't you?
It should be on a t-shirt. I mean?
Yeah, it should be, because that's it. I mean, there was a couple of t-shirts on my holiday, and I thought, well, that's brilliant. One said, if it was a picture of the UK flag, and it said, if this flag offends you, I'll help you back.
Yeah, exactly.
And the other one was, you're entitled to your opinion. I just don't care for it.
That's right.
So that sums up how you feel. And I think that's the thing. If you're explaining, how the GLUT4 transporter translocates to the membrane, you're going to say it in a similar way because that's language. We all speak English, and the best way to explain it is probably going to be very similar whether you say it or Eddie says it or I say it or anyone else says it. So there's no copyright on talking about physiology, is there?
No. Hey, look, a lot of people get their noses out of joint if people copy them online.
Really?
No, I love it.
Yeah.
I think everyone should copy me, because that way people would stop being wrong.
Correct. That's right. That's true. It's that simple. It is that simple.
How do I know that I'm always correct? Well, my trainer, my master, is this guy, and he's also known as Darth Correctus. He taught me everything I know, didn't you, Ted? Yes. Join us. We will complete your training. Something dark side. Blah 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 blah. Yeah, Darth Correctus. You'll see him on the X platform on his profile picture. He's got a crown on his head and he's doing the electricity bolts out of his paws thing. Darth Correctus, aka HRH_Ted. Lord Edward Yellow. He's called lots of things by lots of people.
Yeah.
How long do you have to photosynthesize in the sun to prevent a calorie deficiency? Good. Love it.
Yes.
You could also prevent a calorie deficiency by eating lumps of coal.
Yes.
Or sawdust.
Yes.
Okay. For fat loss, what would you say is the most efficient? OMAD or eat when hungry until satisfied?
Depends. It depends on your level. Depends on you, your history, your way of eating, your social behavior. If you've been eating this way a long time, see, OMAD, 1 meal a day, for people who don't know what that means, is exactly what it says. You've got to eat a lot of protein and a lot of fat to survive the whole 23 hours, just to give you the nutrients that you need. Now, some people love it. I've enjoyed OMAD in the past, but if you're new to this way of eating, you've been, low fat, low whatever, calorie deficit, whatever stupid thing you've been doing, standard American diet, you're probably not used to eating a lot of fat. So you might find that you can't eat enough fat in one sitting. So OMAD wouldn't suit you, but maybe a year into it, it would. So I can't remember the full question, but if you're looking at body composition, first thing is to make sure that you don't undereat for fat loss, right? Okay, so don't undereat and don't have snacks. Just eat when you're hungry. Stop when you're full. That's definitely, I think, a good thing to do, but also be realistic. If after 8 hours you still feel hungry, then your body is telling you something, so you should listen to that. And I think you'll be fine, because this way of eating in the end will help you with your body composition. Absolutely.
Yeah, love it. Do you have a playlist of your educational videos regarding the science of diet? I have a number of playlists with mixtures of purely educational and more edutainment style. If you want to go strictly to the collar and tie, no swearing and being funny stuff, then go to my secondary YouTube channel. That's the one where instead of the BK symbol, it's the one where I'm there in a collar and tie being professorial. You can watch that channel if that's your bag. Do I look bothered? No, seriously, do I look bothered? Do I look bothered? Yeah, it'd be awesome if more than 5 people watch my secondary YouTube channel. I've also got 4 or 5 other YouTube channels. They're all listed under every pre-recorded video that I post on my channel. Perhaps you could look those up too. Ted's even got his own channel on YouTube. Nobody watches that either. Hence, I don't post on them. People say, well, why don't you post on those channels? Because people don't fucking watch them. That's why. Watch them, subscribe, make out like you want to see stuff on those channels, and I'll look at putting stuff on them. There is some videos on there already that have been there for a while, but, as I say, new videos, yeah. I feel like I undereat daily. Not sure why. Well, if you're not sure why you feel like you undereat, how the hell are we supposed to know why you feel like you undereat? Goodness gracious.
Well, Bill, in all seriousness, if you feel like you're undereat, that implies that you're feeling hungry. So eat something.
That's right.
And I don't mean that to sound patronizing, but if you're, that's what I'm saying. If you feel I'm not eating enough, then you probably aren't.
Yes, indeed. What is it with these people that say they'll debate people and then never do because they're just mouthing off? They're just posturing, pretending they're the big boy in the sandpit. Until the big boy in the sandpit shows up and says, "Oh, yeah, let's see your bucket and spade." And then they run away with shit in their pants, don't they? I'm here, there's a bully in the sandpit. And stuff.
It's bluffing, isn't it? That's the thing.
I ain't scared of your mummy. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, tell us all about it. What supplements is your wife trying?
She's going to try Cyactive, which is she's inflammation support because she feels a bit inflamed on her rib. We've been doing some rib rehab, and we had a week off last week, so it's not stress. It's not the fact that she's doing her Pilates sessions. She's a Pilates instructor, and we just thought it'd be nice to nip it in the bud. So that's why we're trying it. And for me, it's a double win because I can give you first-hand experience. And I will be honest, if it doesn't go, I will say. But to just do a sort of on the back of what Bart was saying, you've got to put up, so I'm doing this live. And I will be absolutely honest next week. If it doesn't work, I say, well, it didn't really work. But I'm so confident it will that I'm happy to say it live. But going on to the debate thing, Mike Fave was talking about. I don't know. Alice. Who the fuck is Alice? For 25 years, I've been living next door to Alice. I was talking, Bart. How rude!
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Just carry on. Yes.
That's all right.
I'm sorry. You carry on.
I have completely forgotten what I was saying. To be absolutely honest, so it weren't that important.
My bad. Yeah, I just got completely sidetracked myself by this. Everyone's talking about Amy, and I'm not seeing any evidence of any Amy here.
I don't know what's going on. Unless someone's called
Amy here that wants to look. If there's someone here called Amy that wants to debate me, send me an email. We'll set it up.
Oh, that was it. I was going to say about Mike Fave. Now, Mike Fave was going on about the HbA1c, and I just dropped a comment and said, "Well, I'll debate you, but I don't need any studies or anything. I'll debate you." And all it was was a big load of excuses not to debate. And I made it very clear, I don't need studies, I don't need any rules or regulations, I'll just come and talk about it. I don't mind. Didn't want to do it. So I think it's just a big bluff. They don't think people will call their bluff, and when they do, they just hope nobody notices. That's what I think.
Yeah. Apparently I'm way smarter than Amy. There's Amy. Hello, Amy.
Is that the Amy? Is that the famous Amy?
I don't know. It's Rock and Coach Amy.
So that's the Amy that Jonathan was talking about as well, yeah?
I guess, yes.
Okay.
Nice to meet you, Amy.
Hmm.
You seem like a very sensible young lady. Now nobody's talking. Nothing to say anymore.
I think that's it. I think we've run out, haven't we?
Have we run out? Have we?
Yeah. I think we have. Yeah.
Hey, Amy.
Oh, blimey, it's going to be Amy's show.
Did you see Boris Johnson's ridiculous and uneducated take on the BTC? I saw mention of it, but I couldn't be bothered to read it because it sounded like it was going to be Boris being, ridiculous and uneducated. Well, apparently, I was right. Yeah. Here we go. Yes. Apparently, Eddie did a video about Abby Not So Sharp, dietitian. Yeah.
She's a dietitian, is she? Okay.
Yeah. Abby, if you haven't seen Abby Sharp videos, you need to, Stephen. You'll piss yourself.
Okay.
She is the most inane, indoctrinated, overly confident, wildly offensive fucksplat regarding nutrition that I've come across in a while. And that's saying something.
Well, it is, yes, because you've definitely met a lot.
Yes, we are talking about the ex-UK Prime Minister Johnson, Boris Johnson, being an idiot regarding Bitcoin, apparently. All right. I heard a keto bodybuilder say that he reduced his protein because he thought it was contributing to his inflammation. Can a high protein to fat ratio influence inflammation?
Well, I mean, it's very unlikely, but I suppose they would be alluding to the stimulation of mTOR and IGF-1 from, well, they say excess protein, but I don't think it's excess protein because you need to elicit that as long as there's enough leucine, because that's what makes your muscles grow. I can't really see it, to be honest, to be absolutely frank with you. And then if
I agree.
Yeah, good. Right, okay.
Absolutely agree. I need a lot more of your online lectures. Okay. Are there more to come? Yes, on Patreon. Join my Patreon, subscribe and save service. If you join at the $10 US a month level or above, you get access to a bunch of videos I've already got up there that are instructional lecture style videos, and there's more being added from time to time. I was doing them weekly for a bit, but then some shit happened in my life, and so I'm still trying to get back on my feet after that. But we'll get back to putting those weekly things back up soon. We'll get that going again soon, as soon as I get my life under control. So yes, that's where you go for that. Or if you just like, that kind of video, then you can go to my other channel, as I mentioned earlier, the one where I only do instructional stuff. Should I be concerned about mineral buildup on teeth that is hard to remove with floss? And what dental tool could I use to resolve this? Seems anecdotally relevant on carnivore. Why?
Well, I think a few people do have that issue, don't they, where they have a little bit of plaque buildup, but that's because of the mineral-rich diet that they're not used to. So you get like a mineralized saliva. But I think that over time, actually.
Okay.
Well, no, I've heard of it. I've just heard of people saying it.
Okay.
But over time, it just resolves itself.
Cool. All right.
Sorry.
Very good. No, not at all. Don't be sorry.
And I think also it's also the thing that you might need things like, flossing straight after a meal, and because when you eat meat, I've got terrible teeth, so I have to use little teepees and little things like this, in between my teeth, little brushes, you know, and a floss. So maybe it's that as well. There's many different reasons. So, you know, like a water pick can be quite good for some people.
Yeah.
But yes, it's unusual. It is unusual.
Right. I completely agree, says Bill Cook 411. With what? What do you completely agree with? I am only 17 and I have had this issue for months. Had it dentally removed. I guess that's what you're talking about then. Dentally removed. Yet it is built up once again. Okay. Well, all right. That's your experience. I haven't had that experience myself, but it sounds like Stephen has, and he's given you some suggestions. So that's good. I want to put a shout out for young people. I'm supporting young people as much as I can at the moment. I'm doing a series of Q&A sessions with young 18-year-old Liza, and she's been really good value and is very mature and smart and, you know, has the right answers and says the right things and all of that. So that's been good. Eddie Goeke is still quite young, relatively. I also did an interview this week with a 16-year-old, which I will post on my channel sometime this week. A 16-year-old carnivore, and he wanted to tell me all about the raw meat, though. That was a good discussion. Yes. There is one 4-letter word I use a lot. Is there, Rick? Me too.
Duck.
Yes.
That's what he tends to talk about ducks a lot, doesn't he, Rick?
He does.
So
yes.
I think that's the one he's talking about.
Not as much as Pim, though. My God.
Yeah. I am going to have to go in a minute, by the way, because we're well over my hour.
We are too. I hadn't even noticed. I was having such fun. Thank you very much, Elizabeth6327, for the €1.99. Appreciate those.
Yeah.
Ted will put them to some nefarious purpose, I'm sure.
Yes.
All right. I think that's probably a good time to finish anyway, Stephen, because, you know, we should always leave them wanting more, shouldn't we?
Yeah.
If you want more, come back next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. Stephen and I will be here to answer your questions and to rag on politics and royalty and anyone else that deserves our ire in any way, shape or form. That's, of course, we haven't gone completely broke because petrol costs too much by then.
Yes. And, of course, I'll come with more unacceptable views. Obviously, with a holiday, the last thing I wanted to do was find all the things that were depressing, but I'll come with a few things next week.
Yeah. Indeedy. All right. Well, there it is. Ted says bye-bye nicely. Bye-bye nicely. Stephen says bye-bye nicely.
Bye-bye nicely.
There you go, see? And it's good night from me, and it's good night from him. Good night.
Good night. Yeah, we should do that.